Hey everyone, today I'm going to be reviewing the brand new Too Faced Born This Way Healthy Glow Moisturizing Skin Tint in the shade Snow. I'm starting out with just my skincare, no primer, since this is supposed to be a skincare-like serum and a bit of concealer on my spots. There was definitely a learning curve for me with this foundation, but I want to share my experience with you to make this easier for you if you decide to purchase it. Let's jump right into application method. I do not recommend using a damp beauty sponge with this one. That's normally my favorite foundation application technique, but with this formula, it will start to take away product as you're placing it on. So my recommendation is applying it like a moisturizer with your fingers, or applying and spreading it out with a brush, and then going in afterward with a damp beauty sponge to blend out any streaks and remove the excess product. So let's talk shades. As you may know, it's never easy to select a foundation shade online, but I have to give credit to Too Faced because their site has pictures of swatches and different models wearing the shade, so I definitely commend them for doing a really good job with that. This foundation comes in 18 shades, and they refer to this as a color true formula, meaning it will stay the same color throughout the day. And as you can see here from my oxidation test, that is accurate. So here are the basics about the foundation. And for those of you that have mentioned that you can't do foundations with fragrance, this one has no added fragrance or perfumes. However, I should caution you that the natural scent that comes just from the mixture of the ingredients was very strong to me. In fact, I went back and checked out the SPF level on it as I was trying it on because it smelled to me like one of my very high SPF sunscreens, my 60s, my 50s, but it's an SPF of 30. So I just wanted to make you aware of that. No added fragrance, but still has a scent. Now let's talk about my mistake. When I was first putting this on, I absolutely loved the finish. It's glowy, it's hydrating, but as I started looking closer, I noticed that it had really built up in some places. There was a lot of unevenness, I had cakiness. So this is my biggest takeaway. This foundation is not a builder-upper. This is a one and done, my friends. You also need to be cautious about how thick your skincare products are underneath. This works best with lighter layers of skincare underneath and then just one layer of the skin tint. When I did it that way, it was a really lovely foundation. I actually went back and removed my first attempt and went in the second time following these guidelines, and I was really happy with the finish. And this has more coverage than I expected. Because it's a tint, I expected it to be somewhere along the lines of a MAC Face and Body or a Glossier skin tint, both of which are very sheer, but this one offers more coverage than that. I still had to use a bit of concealer on my blemishes, but it did a nice job of evening out my skin and giving a soft, dewy finish. So I did powder this after application, and with the powder, this lasted me a good 8 hours. Clearly my hair didn't last 8 hours, but that's life with a 3-year-old. I thought this tint looked good in all types of light, and although this has very mixed reviews online, if you're someone with normal to dry skin, I say try a sample of it, follow the tips I mentioned, and you might really love this. If you have oily skin and you don't like dewy foundations, you'll definitely want to mattify it with either a primer or by powdering it, but I do think it's a really lovely spring and summer option. Swatches and everyone's little favorite baked bean Norm coming up.